production schedule, it says Ticket Machine Heist. So we know the scene that they're going to be filming inside the stage involves a heist. There's a track on the left side of the tram that runs the whole length of the stage. They build 2 cars on a subway train that they can roll back and forth on that track as many times as they need to get a shot. Unlike when they're filming on the back lot, when they're ready to shoot inside the stage, they're not going to allow us to drive the tram through anymore. So this is a good opportunity for you to get some pictures of a set before it's completely closed off to the public. The track... Whoa. Hang on, that's an earthquake! So when we leave the building, the train is going to go backwards into the tunnel. Everything goes back to the original position. And that is a good example. They based it on a hit Universal action film that came out in the 1970s. And that movie was... Earthquake. Someone's Earthquake. I asked that of the group last week. I said, what 1970s film was that based on? There was dead silence. And some guy in the front car said, Jaws. I said, what part of that reminded you of Jaws? Jaws didn't take place in a subway. It took place off an island called Amity. Amity is a word that means friendship. We had to close our Amity Beach for a little bit because we had shark attacks. We had captured a shark, and it's hanging on display right in front of the hotel. Even though we caught the shark, they don't want us to reopen the beach because there's another shark. There's a bigger shark lurking out there on the other side of the water. We didn't catch that one yet. Whoa, that's coming towards us. Hey, the beach is cloud. The shark went underwater in front of you. Are you all right? Oh, the shark ate him. Yay! This is a really old dock that we're driving across. Everybody please remain seated while we stop behind these barrels filled with gasoline. Oh, look at that, the shark just took part of the dock. The shark's underwater, so it's not going to be a threat to us. No, wait, it's right next to us. That's why my seat has a window. We just turned 50 years old this year. That was released in the summer 1975. That is not the mechanical shark that Steven Spielberg used in the movie. because our mechanical shark works better than his. When they were filming Jaws, they built several full-size mechanical sharks, and none of them worked. So most of the time in the movie, the only thing you see of the shark is the fin come out of the water. That was the same special effect we used in front of Scuba Diver, just the back of the ship. It took longer to film than it was supposed to. It cost more money than it was supposed to, all because of the sharks. But the movie made its money back. In the 1970s, it became the highest grossing movie of all time. We're going to stop the tram in this little village for a moment because we're going to demonstrate some very simple weather effects. On the left side of the tram, we're flashing strobe lights that look like lightning, and hidden in the trees, there are sprinklers. We're going to turn on the sprinklers to create the effect of rain. This is how easy it is to create a storm whenever we need it. But the problem with this special effect, we do it all day. So every time a tram there, oh, look out, look out! There we go. Now, look up at the monitors, because this is that same special effect in a scene from the movie Big Fat. Effect is part of a little Mexican village set off to the left. Three Amigos had filmed out in this Barbara backlot. An Orion film in 1986. Nacho Libre, Paramount film with Jack Black, had used those sets as well. We're going to be driving past the Jaws attraction again. We're not going to drive.
And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on Universal Lot. There have been tweaks, of course, over the years, but it is essentially...
We've been working on a new show on the lot inside of our sound stages and on our backlot called The Burbs. It's going to be on Peacock. It stars Keke Palmer, and it's loosely based on the 1989 movie The Burbs, which starred Tom Hanks. And the movie all takes place in one neighborhood. That neighborhood is Colonial Street. We've got a whole section of houses out here on the backlot. And this is also the neighborhood where the talking bear, Ted, lives. He lives with the Bennett family. His best friend is John Bennett, played by Max Burkholder on the show. And Ted lives in the second house coming up on the right side of the tram. The house is currently painted white while they're filming The Burbs, but on Ted, it's blue. And up on the monitors, I'm going to show you a quick scene from Ted involving this house. This is a scene from last season's Halloween episode.
Let the festivities begin.
How many we got?
Well, let's see. We got 20 cottons.
Fantastic.
Do you think we're getting too old for this?
Oh, come on, Johnny, we're doing a public service here. If a kid leaves the house in a less than stellar Halloween costume, he's got to get the bad news before he makes a fool of himself all over town. We're Samaritans.
For 4 years, the Netflix series Never Have I Ever filmed out this Barbara backlot. That was a comedy drama series created by Mindy Kaling. And did you notice that Ted lives in the same neighborhood as the Desperate Housewives? For 8 years, Colonial Street was Wisteria Lane.
If there is one thing everyone in suburbia can appreciate, it's a good neighbor.
Terry Hatcher plays Susan on Desperate Housewives, and up on the monitors you can see her character coming out of the front door of the yellow house on the right side of the tram. And this is the same house where the main character Davy lived on Never Have I Ever. Next door to Susan and Davy, also on the right side of the tram, there's this pink house on the corner as we're making the turn. That's where the Munsters lived. Back in the 1960s, that house was dressed up to look a lot spookier, a lot creepier. It was 1313 Mockingbird Lane. So how are we able to use all the sets on the backlot for filming? Every day we up